Sometimes the most terrifying thing isn't what you see, but what's silently watching you. A few months ago, I met a man who completely changed the way I understand evil. An exorcist. Not the kind you see in movies, but a real one. And what he revealed to me was so disturbing that for weeks, I couldn't sleep without leaving the lights on. Tonight, I'm going to tell you the most lethal secret of the evil one. But before I do, I have to warn you. Once you hear it, you can't unhear it. This isn't a story, it's a warning. It all began on a cold winter night. I was invited to film an interview for a documentary about possession cases. I was skeptical. I thought exorcisms were nothing more than performance, emotional theater. But that night, I met Father Mateo, an exorcist with over 30 years of experience. His eyes were different, not fanatical, not fearful. They were the eyes of someone who has seen something he can never forget.
The devil doesn't need to scare you. He just needs to convince you that he doesn't exist. And once he does, he's already won.
That sentence burned into my mind. The most dangerous form of evil, he said, isn't the one that attacks you. It's the one that whispers to you. During our interview, Father Mateo suddenly asked me to turn off the cameras. What I'm about to tell you, he said, should never be recorded. You can share it, but only if you promise to do it carefully. I nodded, curious. Then, with a trembling voice, he revealed the first secret.
The devil doesn't possess bodies. He possesses decisions. Every time a person gives up their conscience for convenience, that's when he enters.
I asked if he meant possession, like in the movies. He smiled faintly. No, it's worse, he said, because when a mind chooses to turn off its own light, it doesn't need anyone else to possess it. That night, I went back to my hotel room. I kept telling myself it was just an interview, just words, but deep down, something felt like it was watching me. It wasn't fear exactly. It was like a silent presence, waiting for me to think about it. 2 days later, while reviewing the recordings, I noticed something strange. Every time Father Mateo said the word lie, the audio glitched, like something didn't want that word to exist. I called the tech crew. No one could explain it. That night, Father Mateo sent me a voice message. I only listened to it once.
If you feel like it's watching you, don't talk about it. The evil one feeds on recognition. Ignore it, or it will listen.
I don't know why, but that message chilled me to the bone. I turned off my phone, but it was already too late. From that night on, the dreams began. In those dreams, something whispered my name. It didn't scream, it whispered, and every night, the voice got closer. I tried to contact Father Mateo again, but they told me he'd been hospitalized. He collapsed during an exorcism, repeating one phrase over and over, "The secret has been spoken." Curious and frightened, I visited the monastery where he had worked. Among his belongings, I found a notebook, and on the last page, one single line, "The most lethal weapon of the devil is normality." It hit me instantly. Evil doesn't need fire, screams, or monstrous faces. It just needs to look normal. To make cruelty look logical. To make indifference look rational. To make darkness look ordinary. The devil isn't hiding in rituals. He's hiding in the lies we accept as truth, in the empathy we choose to suppress, in the silence we keep when injustice happens. That's his triumph. Evil doesn't destroy us from the outside. It convinces us to destroy ourselves. After that, I began to notice things I'd never seen before. Empty eyes, people smiling without emotion, individuals saying, "I don't care," with an almost unnatural calm. And I understood. The devil doesn't need exorcisms anymore. He's found a quieter way to possess us, through indifference.
Evil doesn't scream. It disguises itself as logic.
Maybe you think this was just another story. But tell me, how many times today did you ignore something you knew was wrong? How many times did you choose not to feel just because it was easier? Every one of those moments, the devil wins. Before he disappeared, Father Mateo told me one last thing. If you ever speak the secret, don't fear the silence. Fear the moment the silence answers back. Because if you ever hear it, there's no turning back. Maybe evil doesn't need monsters with horns. Maybe it just needs us to stop looking. Because while the world keeps spinning, the silence is feeding.